Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Slop Shelf. I'm Jared.
I'm Max.
Today we watched Tron.
Oh, Tron's... Well, hold on. You forgot the whole preamble. You got to do a preamble.
Well, I was getting...
That's how YouTube is now. You got to do a preamble. You can't just jump right into it, dude.
Oh, I was doing the preamble.
That's not the preamble. Anyway, we're talking about Tron. You stepped on it. We were talking about Tron.
Yeah, we're watching
Tron's back, baby. Tron is back.
This time in the form of Jared Leto. They be calling him Ares.
Is he Tron? Maybe. We don't know. We haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, it's not out as of the time of us recording.
Listen. Tron has always been more about the visuals and the effects.
Oh, for sure. And the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at least for the last two movies. I don't know about this first one, though.
Oh, dude, this is ridiculous. This movie, okay. Let me start by saying, this movie, I watched the documentary about how it came to be.
Okay.
And it is an incredible feat of technology and creativity. It's like Avatar, you know?
Really, are we comparing Tron to Avatar?
Yes. It is like Avatar. It is so far ahead of anything anyone else was doing. They were doing 3D computer graphics. They were doing mostly 3D computer graphics. That's most of this movie is what they were doing. But nobody was doing that yet. This was insane that they did that. My second thing is, this movie's bad.
Oh, it's really bad.
Oh, dude, how did this movie become the cultural touchstone that it is?
Yeah, I have no idea how it became so culturally relevant because they first made this first Tron film.
Ask your best program to leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell because we're talking about Tron today, baby.
That's right. Go and watch the new one with Jared Leto in it. I'm sure it's good.
Jared Leto, a man who famously is liked by everyone and has no controversies.
That's right. There's also other people in the movie. I want to ask about what the fuck made Tron so special in the first place, because we just watched the original Tron and nothing about it was very good. Yes, it was very technically impressive, but I would think that after, I don't know, like 2 years, the novelty would have worn off. And I feel like everyone would have just forgotten about it. But Disney hasn't. Disney keeps trying to make Tron a thing. First, they made a movie.
Yeah.
And then they made another movie with Daft Punk. Then they made this movie with Jared Leto.
They also put him in Kingdom Hearts.
Tron's in Kingdom Hearts, but
You want to talk about that? You want to talk about the Kingdom Hearts of it real quick? Actually, we'll do that later. Let's talk about the actual movie first, and then we'll talk about Tron as a franchise.
Okay.
I actually think there's a lot of similarities between this and another one of our favorite movies, Hell Driver.
Yes. Okay.
I think that this movie, much like Hell Driver, relies solely on the creativity of the effects. This one being digital, Hell Driver being more makeup and prosthetics.
Right. Well, don't discount Tron in the makeup and prosthetics because...
I'm discounting Tron in the makeup and the prosthetics because they all look bad.
Well, stop being an asshole for it.
Okay.
Because we have all these white people doing whiteface.
Oh, yeah.
2 minutes of having all these guys on screen with the white faces, I just stopped. I couldn't tell who was who.
I couldn't either.
I was so confused.
I'm so glad that they have the bad guys are a different color, or else I would not know what's going on.
And I'm so glad that every other line they had to reference the character by name.
Oh yeah.
They never say get over here. They're always like, Ram, get over here. Come here, Flynn. Come here, Tron.
Because you can't tell who's who. You don't know what's going on. It's clearly all like ADR. So the way that let's break down the plot. It's nonsense. So the MCP, the Master Control Program, actually is the boss of the company, and he's like got blackmail on the boss, and he wants to become an AI basically, even though he kind of already is.
He wants to become like HAL 9000.
Exactly. So he wants to like
become better, the best version of himself.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
he's taking all these programs, he's going into everyone's like personal computers, and he's taking all of the programs, anything that he can't do, he'll incorporate into himself, or he'll have them killed on the game grid.
Right.
Now, how does the game grid work? I could not tell you.
No, I think it's well explained in the sequel, but this movie, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Because they show the opening sequence of this movie is they're playing. There's a guy playing the light bike game.
Yes.
Against Sark. Is that his name? I forgot everyone's name.
Yeah, Sark.
Already.
It's Commander Sark, who is later. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, he's the villain.
Sark uses this to like have fun and eliminate the programs that are no longer useful, but there's an actual human being playing the game at the same time. So I don't know if the program is controlling the bike or if the human being is controlling the bike, and then Sark is there.
I think it's supposed to be very philosophical because they keep bringing up like
they do bring up
religion.
I'll tell you why. So they mentioned that they wanted to talk about.
Guess is it like an allegory for like free will, and it's like, are these computer programs free or are the people controlling them?
Boy, like, wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh, that's not it.
That's not it at all.
Oh, great.
So when they were making this movie, they brought in this guy who was before laptops were a thing. They brought in this guy who had the idea for laptops. He's like, you could have like a personal computer. You could bring it around. You could plug it in any system. And they're like, oh my God, that would change the world.
Yeah.
That would change the world.
Really?
What would a world run by computers look like? And this is a really interesting like time capsule of what they think the future would be like if it was ran by computers before everything was actually run by computers and we live in the hellscape that we live in now.
2 years later.
Yeah,
when
2 years later.
was run by computers.
So that, I think, is very cool. And they talk about how they would bring in people who built computers, like physically built them, to tell them how computers worked. Because these guys are all animators. They were all 2D animators. They were doing some, like, rear projection stuff. They were doing all kinds of animation. They were an animation studio, first and foremost. And they then did this movie. So none of them knew how computers work. They just knew how to use them.
And you can tell.
Oh boy, can you tell? Because they brought in people to talk about how the computers were built and how they said in the documentary, how do we build a society out of these parts? You can't do it. So they just made it up.
Right.
It's all made up. It's
like a worse Osmosis Jones.
Dude, Osmosis Jones kind of almost makes sense though.
Yeah, yes, it does.
But this doesn't. It doesn't work at all because every program, every individual program, and then like the interface doesn't make sense. Like in order to find a file, you have to drive a tank around a maze.
That's fucking stupid.
It's nothing. It's just nonsense.
It's when you're a kid and you're in school and you're not paying attention to the lecture, but you remember like one thing. You remember the Treaty of Versailles exists.
Oh yeah.
So you just write that for the answer for everything. You're like, fuck. I hope the teacher thinks I'm smart.
Yeah. The one thing that I think that they got from these computer guys was the little bit guy.
Yes, bit.
He can only say yes or no, so he's a binary bit, and that's what a bit is actually. It's a positive or negative. Is that important to the plot at all?
Oh no.
No. All right, so why does this movie look like this? I'll tell you. I'll tell you why this movie looks like this.
I hope you do.
Well,
because it's a nightmare to look at.
It is very difficult to watch in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah, it hurts. Things are popping in and out. The green screen effects look very shoddy, for lack of a better term.
Well, there's no green screen in this movie.
What they do?
So what they did is they shot. Everybody was wearing the Tron suits. All of them, even the red and the blue ones, are these white, thick fabric that reflects light really, really well. So that's why the suit is always brighter than the person's face, because it reflects light better than the human face does. And then they would take black electrical tape and make the designs out of the suit. Then what they would do is they would shoot that on a completely black background and painstakingly cut out every single frame to do this. Now, the suit, they had it on a certain kind of film where they could shine a light through the back of the suit so it would light up, but then they would have to take the person and cut them out every single frame and put them onto the...
This movie must have taken years.
Oh, dude, I have no idea. It must have been the most painstaking process I could even conceive of.
Because I was going to make fun of the movie a little bit where, there's one scene where Tron and Yori, that's the girl, they're running through a hallway and they're like, oh my goodness, look. guards, and there's like 6 dudes bumming around like
Yeah.
500 feet away.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, God, that's kind of lazy. But now that I'm hearing about this, I mean,
So not all the designs on the suit are cut out. They did that by shining a light through the back,
I understand.
and that's why they can only do one color per
Yes.
guy. But the outline of each person, every single frame was hand cut by some woman in, I think they said Korea,
holy fuck.
and that is a Herculean feat for a movie that's not very good.
Do you think they're gonna do that for Ares, for Tron Ares?
That would be amazing.
They're gonna get the same Korean woman to cut out Jared Leto 500 times, and they're like, okay, now make him glow.
I wish, but no. I saw some behind the scenes. It's just a glowing suit.
Oh,
I know, lazy, right?
that's
Lazy. So every single environment in this is created in a computer, and I think that on a metaphorical level, that's cool because there are no like real sets in Jared's laughing. He's laughing. You can't see it. He's trying to hold it in.
You metaphorically like that they don't use real sets?
Yes,
You're
because it's not a real place.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't they make it a real place though? That's the movie magic.
Oh,
Hey! Shut up!
Oh, I'm sorry.
because shut up.
Hey, they have beautiful guys over working at Disney or like ILM, doing like matte painting and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They could have made them like create a computer city.
But they
These go to 11.
did it in the computer
Yeah, I know. they
because
did
it's a
it in the-
computer city.
Okay, well, then why didn't they just do previs in the computer?
They did do previs. Well, actually, they didn't. They did previs.
Move past it, dude!
So the way that this movie got made, these guys were this animation studio, very small animation studio in Boston. They got hired to do a couple commercials and stuff. And the first appearance of Tron is not how you'd recognize him. It was actually for a radio ad, like on the TV for a radio station, of just like this guy made of light. And that's when they first pioneered the technique that they eventually used for the suits, where they shine the light through the thing. And it was all hand drawn
So you're
on black
telling me
paper.
that Walt Disney was sitting down and watching TV one day, and he saw like a radio commercial, and he saw a guy glowing, and he was like, he's gonna make my sci-fi epic.
Close. Walt Disney was already dead. And that's really good for the guy who owned this company, Steven Lisberger, because if Walt Disney was still alive, he would have heard that last name Lisberger and said, "Get the fuck out."
Oh yeah, no.
Famous anti-Semite Walt Disney, allegedly. But Walt Disney was dead, so this guy had a chance. So they took this radio ad, and they had already storyboarded the entire thing. And the way that they got the funding to pay everybody to storyboard, and they were working on Tron in the background while they created animated shorts for the 1978 Olympics, I believe. They were doing some animated shorts for the Olympics, like little bumpers that they could put in between the commercials or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think 1978 was the LA Olympics.
Well, I don't think it was, because they had all these animations created for these Animal Olympics little cartoons. And then America does not compete in the Olympics that year because of some geopolitical thing going on.
Oh, fuck.
And so all of this money that they were expecting to get, gone. So Tron is all or nothing. They got, this is it. This is it for them. They got Tron or it's bust. So they take it to Disney, and luckily Disney likes it.
They liked it?
They liked it.
Whoa.
I know. The reason that they were able to sell it was that Walt Disney, for all of his famous anti-Semitic remarks, he loved technology. Whenever he saw a new technology, they said that he always saw the potential for art in it. And that is true. You look at the animatronics that he does in the parks, you look at this and that, and all of these different things that are very technologically advanced. Snow White was the first movie ever to be that made that way. The way that he sold it to them, he asked them, what would Walt do? And all of these guys who had drank the Disney Kool-Aid were like, oh, he would invest in this new technology. Thank God they did not ask him to say his last name again, because then they would have kicked him right out the door, because that's what Walt would have done.
Oh my God. So this guy scammed a bunch of Disney adults.
I wouldn't say scam, because he did end up creating the movie that he wanted to make. nothing had ever been done like this. Nobody thought that this could even be made in this way, and he was so confident and so like, I know we can do this. Me and my team can do this. That he managed to sell Disney, and they invested however many $1 million.
And then they made the movie.
And then they made this movie. This is listed as an action adventure movie. That action is there. That shouldn't be there.
That shouldn't be there. There's not really a lot of action like
this. Movie's so quiet. We kept talking about how quiet this movie is.
There's no like orchestral like sweeping sounds or like computer bits.
There's like a little beebly boobly
at the end, but like in the beginning, everything's just eerily quiet, and you're like, God, how the fuck am I supposed to feel? And we all thought, and Max and I thought, okay, it's going to become louder like once he enters the computer and everything.
Like they did with Daft Punk, and how the Daft Punk score becomes basically the main character of the movie.
Exactly, but not in original Tron. In original Tron, we don't got money for sound effects until the very end.
And it's like the shittiest like beepity boopity. We can't play it because we'll get immediately taken down by Disney. If
you want to have an idea of what it sounds like, I want you guys to go to YouTube, look up Space Mountain Ambience, 12 hours looping, and then that's what the end of the movie kind of sounds like.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the movie Inside the Game Machine sounds like.
Including the voiceover parts that's like, keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle.
Oh yeah, because they have the weird voiceover, Jeff Bridges voiceover. So, what is the plot of this movie? Basically, it's you got to get the guy to the thing and close the portal situation.
Yeah, that's it.
They got to get Tron there, and they got to have him put his frisbee that's clearly like a $2 frisbee with some tape on it, and just throw that into the guy or something. Honestly, I was falling asleep.
You were falling asleep, but I was invested.
So... Were you really invested, or were you just awake?
Well, kind of, because, like you mentioned earlier... Okay, here's some lore for you guys. As a child, I had a PlayStation, and one of the only games that I had were the original 2 Kingdom Hearts games.
I'm so glad we're talking about this. Continue.
Okay, if you guys don't know about Kingdom Hearts, basically it's a really fucking shitty game, and it makes you very embarrassed to play it.
It is the most nonsensical story in the history of man.
Yeah, Disney characters meet Final Fantasy characters, whatever. So you go through half the game, you finally finish all the Disney worlds, and you're like, thank God, that was embarrassing playing as, like, Lion King, whatchamacallit, the main character, Sora.
Yeah.
And he's talking like an anime character the whole time. You're like, oh, I just want him to die.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the game, the characters are like, okay, let's fight the main villain. They're like, wait a minute, the main villain has some sort of computer control, and then Mickey Mouse shows up. Mickey Mouse never shows up, but he shows up and he's like, we have to break into the master computer system. And then the plot of Tron happens. So the whole time I'm like, oh my God, they just copied Tron. And it's the worst fuck.
Wait, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, what?
Does Mickey Mouse and Goofy and all the Final Fantasy characters put on those Tron suits?
Goofy and Donald do.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but...
Does it look ridiculous?
You know what? Compared to everything else in the game, it looks pretty cool.
Oh, man. You're going to make some Kingdom Hearts fans really mad.
Dude, fuck Kingdom Hearts. Let's go on. We're going on a tangent. Dude, when they announced that Sora was the last character in Super Smash Bros., keep this all in, editor. When they announced him, I was like, really, Sora? Who the fuck wanted Sora? Sora sucks. And then I went on Twitter and everyone was like, this is the only character it could have been. I was like, are you guys fucking crazy?
I have never played Kingdom Hearts and thus have no opinion on it.
It sucks. Goofy dies in the second one. Well,
what?
For like one scene. A rock like explodes because Sephiroth exploded a mountain, I think. And then a rock hits Goofy in the head. And there's like a 5-minute scene where all the music cuts out. And Donald's like, Goofy's dead. And Mickey Mouse...
With the Donald voice?
Yeah, I can't do it. But then Mickey Mouse is like, they'll pay for this. And then he like starts genociding all the shadow monsters. And then the next scene, Goofy gets up. He's like, no, I was just taking a little rest. Go If you like Kingdom Hearts, you should feel bad. Let's get back to talking about Tron.
Okay, so Jeff Bridges gets shot into a video game. They spend so long explaining how this little laser thing works.
Yeah, they spend like 3 scenes. By the way, that's something that this movie loves to do because it feels like they ran out of like time. Like they filmed the movie and then they're like, "Ah, fuck, we need to put in like footage of them walking through hallways to get to the laser."
Yeah. Somehow every line of this movie is exposition, and I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it feels like a compilation of deleted scenes.
That is such a good way to put it. That is such a good way to put it.
I wanted to tell you that the whole movie because they'll tell you something and it's like, that feels like it explains like a very important scene that comes right after this or right before this.
Mm-hmm.
But then they cut it because they're like, no, they'll get it. It's like implied.
Yeah.
But
they explain the matter transmitter thing like 3 times.
Right. And all you have to say is, it makes organic things into digital things. It sends you to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But no, they have to be like, no, it shoots a high-density proton laser.
You want to talk about the religious allegory in this movie?
I guess so. Everyone keeps talking about, like, religion, philosophy, and free will. There's obviously some semblance of maybe there's... It's kind of a heady movie, like, in some respects.
They give a lot of lip service to the idea that the programs that believe in the users are these crazy religious programs, and what you should believe in is the master control program. But you know that the users are out there. Like, you know that they made you. Like, that's like common knowledge in this universe, so I don't know.
It
doesn't work.
Of, like, the old Bible where they're like, God is like, oh yeah, you have, like, golden cows that you're fucking praising. Don't do that or I'll kill you. I'll smite you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how it reads to me, and it's like a biblical allegory, I guess.
Now, they talk a lot in the documentary about how they wanted to make it like this sort of religion that these computers would have. Like, if all of the parts of a computer were alive, what would they think? How would their society exist?
That's how it reads to me, but it's not done very well.
Oh, no, it is not. It is done so, like, off to the side.
The writer and director want to do that, but they don't know how to do it, so they just keep saying, oh yeah, there's like a religious allegory here to the viewer, and the viewer's like, I guess I gotta think about that for myself.
It's one of those movies that tries to be like, well, what do you think? But they do that as a cop-out because they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want to tell you. How this became a cultural icon, I do not know. Because another movie that came out this same year as Tron,
1982.
E.T.
Right.
That should have taken all of the kids who wanted a sci-fi adventure. That's it. That's your sci-fi adventure. That's an incredible movie.
Yeah, and that's the one that I think has stuck around, like, through the test of time. People keep fucking referencing E.T.
But there's no E.T. sequel. You'd think they would have cranked that money machine.
Oh yeah, but I guess Steven Spielberg has his principles sometimes. Whoops. Never mind. Jurassic World Rebirth in theaters now.
Probably still after this. I mean, it's doing really good overseas.
Yeah.
They love dinosaurs.
They love dinosaurs.
The people want dinosaurs.
Even though there's 2 good dinosaur movies ever made, people keep going to... It's like going gambling. You're going to hit the slots, but it's like, oh, maybe this dinosaur movie's going to be good. Nope, all bad.
How many good Tron movies are there? Maybe none.
There's 0 of them.
How many good Tron soundtracks are there?
At least 2.
Oh yeah, the new 19
Fuck, dude, I can't
I'm
wait.
so excited. I'm going to be in there day one. I'm telling you right now.
No, I'm not seeing that movie.
Okay. Well, another movie that came out in 1982.
Blade Runner.
So there's your like sci-fi epic with crazy effects that spawns a franchise. Why is Tron still here? What is happening? Did everyone was there like a gas leak in 1982 that everyone was like, oh man, this is it. This is what's up.
I feel like at this point you got to let dead dogs lie. I mean,
it's a lot, man.
Every time
that's how Blade Runner. That's how Blade Runner keeps getting new movies. Is that somebody? There's always some huge Blade Runner fan who gets in these executive rooms and is like, we should make another Blade Runner.
But 2049 was good.
Yeah, I know it was good. But there's also a TV show that sucks balls and maybe is worse animated than this. I'm sorry, I don't like Black Lotus. I think it's bad. There's also short films. There's a comic book series. They're making another one, Blade Runner 99 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They're doing more. The Blade Runner keeps coming back because there's always somebody in the executive room being like, let's do another one. It's got to be the same with Tron. There's got to be some kid who was just endlessly bullied in school in the 80s and loved this movie.
But unlike Blade Runner, I don't think Tron ever had like a cult following. Because Blade Runner famously flopped at the box office. It came out the same weekend, I think, as The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. And both of those flopped.
Yeah.
Because critics didn't really get it at the time. Or
it's very slow. There's another slow, quiet movie.
Yeah, but those ones were at least atmospheric. There's like sweet.
There's a point to it.
Yeah, there's a point. It makes you think. But not in, like, when I watch Tron, I think, God, what the fuck were they doing? Like, there's so many better movies that, like, you could just copy. Why don't you just copy something? Like, at least this is original. Tron is a very original movie.
It is one of a kind for the time. There's been other Tron rip-offs, which is crazy that this movie's, like, had as much of a cultural impact to get a rip-off. That's insane to me.
Here's another thing. I mean, I feel like everyone knows this, but in South Park, one of the leader of the Super Best Friends group, which is like all the historical religious figures like Jesus, Muhammad, and everyone, they're led by the Master Control Program from Tron. You know, he's technically the head of a religion.
Okay, cool. Religion. I guess that's fine. All right, let's do some trivia, trivia. We have this movie to thank for the concept of Easter eggs, allegedly, because it is one of the first movies to have an Easter egg in it, and that is Pac-Man on the little control panel while he's talking to somebody in the background of one shot. Pac-Man's there, chomping away.
Oh my God!
And that was one of the first ever like Easter eggs.
Like blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so this movie invented that.
Great. I love
That's the trivia.
That's it?
That's the only one I could think of.
What a rip.
Okay, well,
you want to talk about things that you liked from this movie? I like the big ass door.
I love the big ass door scene. That was so fucking funny.
That was the best scene of the movie.
Jeff Bridges rocks. I love Jeff Bridges.
He is giving some insane line deliveries in this movie that I could not believe. He must have been high in this movie.
Dude, you know, he fucking loves Tron. Like,
yeah, he does. Maybe he's the guy who's in those executives and be like, you know, we should really do another Tron movie.
I mean, who can blame? Well, I can blame him. But I have to imagine sitting in that set with all those fucking prosthetics on you, the fucking costume and stuff. I'd have to think it's fucking hot in there. I would fucking hate to come back for a Tron sequel.
I would too, but he doesn't have to anymore because they scanned his face.
Oh yeah.
So he's done now.
Yeah.
Like, he just licensed out his likeness. He's like, he's good. They got him for the last one. He did Clue or whatever. He said that when they were doing this, it was all black and white, and he would be all day filming on the Tron set for this one. Everyone was encouraged to wear really colorful clothes so that when they stopped filming, they would go outside. It would be almost overwhelming to see all of the colors that you hadn't seen all day. Imagine living in a black and white world for a full day, and then you get to see color. It's like a medieval torture.
Holy fuck. Dude, I don't know. There's a lot of unanswerable questions about Tron. I think.
What is it? How does their society work? Why can the things only make 90-degree turns on the grid and then everywhere else they have to bank around corners?
Why did the movie get made?
Yeah. Who read this script and said, yep, it's good enough?
Perfect.
Oh, what the fuck's up with Dumont? Why is he like that?
Oh, yeah, so...
why is he in the ground?
But Dumont's, like, sitting there, and I told you, he's like a wise Jabba the Hutt figure.
Yeah.
That's how I interpreted it.
I interpreted it as he's, like, part of the scenery.
Yeah, he's, like, welded into the floor. He's, like, part of the computer. Like, he's an intrinsic, vital part. But then they're like, take off your clothes, and he's just a normal old man.
How does he get in there? Does he live there? Does he live in that thing? What do they eat?
Oh, fuck.
They have to drink water?
Wait, no. Yeah, they have to drink water, but they call it power, but it's just water. And they have a whole scene where they're like, good water. They're like, don't drink too much water. And Jeff Bridges is like, fuck you, I'm going to drink however much water I want. But, okay, so the old man, Dumont, I want to go back to this. Remember, okay, I had to leave the room for a second in the beginning because I had to let someone in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, oh, you have to rewind. You missed some critical plot.
Oh my God, I did not realize that until just now.
So there's an old Santa man who's talking to the CEO.
Who was like the creator of the company that the CEO like ousted through like stealing video games from
That
Jeff
was
Bridges.
Dumont.
I did not realize that. I completely forgot about that character.
Dude, I did until right now.
Oh my god. My mind is blown.
That's a second Easter egg.
My mind is blown. It makes sense though, because every single program is based on somebody that we meet in the real world.
That's right.
Wow.
Listen, I don't think Tron was ever intended to get that reaction out of anybody.
But it sure did.
This movie is an enigma, I believe. I can't believe that it got made. I can't believe it didn't get shelved. This feels like a movie that was produced and then an executive was like, we cannot release a movie like this. We have to axe it immediately. Or at least release it straight to VHS.
Yeah, for like a tax write-off.
Yeah.
But they didn't... You
Put it on
couldn't
DVD,
do that yet.
Put it on VHS.
That wasn't allowed. They only allow that now because corporations are people and
But didn't
whatever.
they do that with like the very first Fantastic Four movie in 1990?
No, they were never going to release that one. They just made that to keep the rights.
Okay, I guess so. I don't know. It's very weird, this situation with Tron, because everything about it, when you're watching it, feels like the movie's just incomplete. That you should not be watching this. It's like deleted scene after deleted scene. And the whole time your brain's trying to piece it together like, okay, this is like some semblance of a story, that something's happening here, but I'm not connecting the dots.
All of the elements are there, but none of them connect. We both went to school together for screenwriting. We know how screenwriting works, and you're supposed to create a path.
We're two idiots that spent a bunch of money on film school.
I know. Don't even get me started, man. I don't even want to talk about that. It's going to make me sad. You're supposed to create a path and a world for your story to inhabit, and your characters go on a journey through the world. It's the hero's journey. You refuse the call, blah, 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 all of that. This movie doesn't feel like they're going through a single world. It feels like a bunch of disconnected islands. It feels like a multiverse movie where they're going to unconnected universes.
It feels like a Family Guy cutaway where they're like, hey,
it does feel like a Family Guy cutaway. That's what it is.
Hey, Tron, remember the time Flynn had a giant Scoopy hand and was playing Scoop the Hoops with some fat fuck? And he's just trying to ring. And then halfway through, after Flynn's done shit-talking this guy, the guy's about to fall and he's like, no, I'm not going to kill him. And it's like, at least put the guy out of his misery. I feel like that's the more humane thing to do. And the guy gets... First of all, the master control computers...
Whatever the fuck.
Whatever, the
big spinny guy.
The spin guy's plan made no sense. He's like, I'm going to zap this guy into the digital world so he can't fulfill his plan of releasing Tron to kill me. And then he's immediately like... Put him in games.
Put him in games with Tron.
And
that couldn't go wrong.
And Scar or whatever his name is like, is that a good idea? Why don't we just kill him?
Do not question me.
I'm ready to toy with him. I'm here to wildly annoy him. Maybe train him a little bit.
He's gonna give him like bad training. Why train him at all? Just kill him. He's right there.
They have like a stupid. But I guess they have to save the plot detail that he can't really die because he's not a computer program until the very end when he jumps in the giant laser hole.
Oh fuck! He does jump in the laser hole.
He jumps in the giant light blender and then the face becomes, instead of red, it's blue. And I think that means that, oh, I was corrupted and now I can't really think for myself or something.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that Jeff Bridges does, like when he like bridges the light. They don't establish what that is or how it is or why he's doing that or why that would work or why someone else couldn't do that.
Imagine ants. Like ants, the bugs, right?
Yes, I'm familiar.
Okay, imagine they made a movie about an ant that becomes a human for a day. And they're like, we have to stop the president from shooting out the launch codes or whatever, the nukes.
Yeah.
And so the ant in the human body is like, oh, the plane's going down. And he shoves his hand in the airplane turbine. I think this is how it works. And then the plane keeps flying. That's basically what Jeff Bridges does. He shoves his hand.
That is kind of what happens.
In an engine. And then they're like, how do you know that would work? He's like, well, you know, light conducts. It's like, no, it doesn't. I don't think it does at all.
Oh, man, this movie's such a mess. If you like this movie,
Send us an email.
Yeah, send us an email.
And we'll remove the episode. No, just kidding. We'll remove your comment, bitch.
All right, join us next week for Mortal Kombat. I'm Max.
Wait, we're doing Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, we're doing Mortal Kombat next week because it's coming out. The new one's coming out. We're going to do a new Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Which Mortal Kombat movie we're going to do? I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
We'll figure it out. Bye.